Oh yeah, sexy biscuits. Nice.
Long boys goes 1975. YouTubers on the rise. Reviewing games late at night and sometimes friends. But Long boys goes 1975.
Hey YouTube, Long Boys Post 1975. Just a quick little introduction on this comparison video, because it's a comparison video I never thought I would do. And that's basically, do you remember the game? Well, it's in the title, isn't it, really? Walked into that one. By Palace Software 1987, the absolutely phenomenal, amazing one-on-one beat-em-up and or hack and slash, because the guy was inspired by, well, two things, Where the Exploding Fist and Arnold Schwarzenegger and Conan the Destroyer. So he wanted to make a one-on-one fighting game with a load of moves, but he wanted it to be weapon-based and have a really muscular bloke, kind of like Arnie. Got himself to, well, him and his mate fought loads and loads and loads of times and recorded it on camera, then it was rotoscoped and stuff like that, and they worked out all the moves. This is a really rough, quick history of it, but it's all over Tinterwebs if you want to know more about it. And they made a one-on-one fighting game, and you could decapitate people in it, and there was a load of controversy about it, but it was banned in Germany, but then eventually re-released in Germany when they took out the gruesome moves and replaced blood with different coloured blood, green, which I always find stupid, because ultimately if someone gets cut and they bleed green, they're still bleeding, it's just the wrong colour, but it doesn't take away the fact or the impact that you cut them and they're bleeding. Anyway, never mind. And yeah, and there was also a court case where the prosecutors had to prove that they could do the moves, or some of the violent moves, or the decapitation attack, I think, from the game, by the fact that they're suggesting that they had learnt it from the video game, and they could not. So I think it was thrown out of court the first time, but then wasn't thrown out of court the second time because some really young kid managed to do the move. I don't know, look it up. This is like a really quick gloss over all these things. But basically, in the United Kingdom, the controversy that it really caused was the fact that its box art wasn't drawn or anything like that. It had the bloke who was Wolf in UK Gladiators on it as a barbarian, and it had Maria Whittaker, who was a page 3 model, and had she done Mayfair, full nude in Mayfair at this point, she was representing the princess, and parents, and they gave a poster away in the box of this, and parents lost their shit. I don't think they even knew that you could decapitate and violently wound people in the game, but parents lost their shit over this, especially since you could see side boob. And then there was the sequel, which was Pants, where they brought both actors, or models back I should say, and you could see a proper amount of side boob. Anyway, yeah, it's a game that's gone down in history, and it's absolutely fantastic. It was released on absolutely everything. I got gameplays of it on the Spectrum and the Commodore, and a comparison of those two versions against each other in the same video. But yeah, it was released on Spectrum, Amstrad, Commodore, Amiga, Atari ST, PC... was it, I don't know, what was the horrible PC with like not many colours, but that. Anyway, some really cool, clever boffin has taken all these versions and ported them. I think his name is FL, or to FLove, depends on which website you get the ROMs from. I'll put a link to them in the doohickey down below. But he's converted them all into Megadrive ROMs that will work on a real Megadrive if you have an Everdrive. He's also converted them to work on the PC Engine, and they'll run on Windows. So this is absolutely phenomenal, and I'm going to play and show you all of them in this video. Why is this cool? Because, you know, you can emulate them on your, preferred system anyway, because you can play it on the Mega Drive, and you've got a shiny and lovely control pad. Same goes for the PC Engine. It's just literally one of those mind-blowing moments, because it's 30 years, it's the 30th anniversary of the game. So yeah, this is just absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to show you each and every version played very poorly by me. So here we go with Barbarian on ZX Spectrum, developed by that bloke there, as I mentioned. And also I'm going to show you the Sega logo every time, so you know that it is actually running on Mega Drive. Anyway, listen to this. It's not the greatest tune ever, because obviously it's the 48K version of the Spectrum, but there you go, Barbarian, Palace Software, 1987. Let's get into it. Playing it, this is witchcraft. Anyway, so you got all the options. Demo, it's the game. Of course you got all the options, Dave. Demo, 1 player, 2 player, controls. Have a look at controls. A attack, B pause, C more. Then it shows you all the moves. There you go. And yeah, let's get into it. There we go. Right, so that's the evil emperor, whatever his name is. Up there. I'm just trying to do the choppy, but I think it's going to have speed issues, as in it runs a bit too fast. And off goes his head, a little splash of blood there. But yeah, so he kidnaps Princess Marianne, who is basically, I guess that's a play on Maria Whittaker, she of side boob, and you go to rescue her. You must fight 8 barbarians. I don't know, I never got to the end as a kid. There she is, before you get to fight him, or something like that. Yeah, it's definitely running a lot faster than the Spectrum version. But who cares? It's Barbarian, running on the Megadrive, or in Spectrum form. Yoink! See, there you go. Does it have as many moves as Where the Exploding Fist? He just beat me. By the way, health is top right and top left above, you know, the respective snakes. I'm on the left, obviously, but no. Well, I've got my head. A little goblin pulls you away. But yeah, so he's top left, your bird's top right, fight 8 barbarians, fight him, there you go. Different stages, different colours, different background, monochromic, but here's why I love it. Down forward as you roll. And off goes his head. Yeah, and yeah, it may not be as colourful as the other versions you're about to see. No, he kicks the head. So cool. But look how sharp and defined the graphics are. Yeah, so as I was saying, does it have as many moves as Where the Exploding Fist? No, it's not really that sort of game though, is it? Because it's, you know, sword based. Does it have as good an animation as Where the Exploding Fist? Possibly not. It still has amazing animation and number of moves for a Spectrum game, or fighting games I should say, that a lot of other games didn't. It's absolutely amazing, and I'm playing it on the Mega Drive, and I'm on a broken record, I am aware of that. And I can do all these moves I couldn't do on the Spectrum version as a kid because I'm playing it on a 3-button control pad. Can he kick his head? No, because it's gone off the screen already. Oh, I didn't know this was a thing, that all these versions existed until this morning. Well, that's not true. The other day I was watching a 30th anniversary video for... off with the head. For Barbarian, they pointed out that there was a version on the Mega Drive and they featured it in their comparison video. So I searched for that ROM and then I found a page where it's got all these ROMs, you know, converted to run on the Mega Drive of all the versions. Witchcraft. Bloody good witchcraft. Oh, are we learning yet? Apparently we're learning. Anyway, I don't really need to beat the game, just want to get a flavour of each version. So let's jump into the Commodore 64 version. So here we go on the Commodore 64 again. I've left in the Sega boot screen so you know I'm not taking the mickey. And there we go, Barbarian, Palace Software 1987. The keys will be mapped differently now because obviously they would have been mapped differently, or how you played it would have been different. So, demo, 1 player, 2 players, options, controls, story. What story? The evil sorceress Drax. That's the bad guy's name, Drax. And blah 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 blah. I don't care. Now you, as Wolf from Gladiator, must fight him and get back your page 3 bird. Anyway, so we'll go 1 player. No, there we go. Thank you. Right. I don't know if it's emulating properly because I can't remember. You know, oh, how the sound goes, but that music didn't sound too good, did it? But a lot more decent, like chunky sound effects. I want to chop your head off. Oh, that was really nice and thuddy. Yeah, I don't know if it's running full speed or not. I can't remember because the last time I played it was on my modded Xbox. But here's the thing. I mean, it looks really nice. Graphically, it's superb. It really is. Wider screen, stuff like that. It's not so much a comparison video, this, you know, just my thoughts. But I never liked the fact that, you know, it didn't have the sharpness or definition of graphics at the Spectrum. But then that's a Spectrum versus Commodore Playground War thing, and this is not that video. But look, it seems a lot slower than the Spectrum. Again, that's an emulation thing, possibly, I don't know. If anyone else has played these ROMs, let me know. Oh, that's better than the Spectrum. It really does sound like you're taking someone's head off, and the little spurt of blood is awesome, but yeah. Maybe it is slower on the... Well, no, the Spectrum is definitely suffering. Well, could you say suffering? Benefiting from speed issues, but yeah. I don't know. Either way, again, I'm playing the Commodore 64 version of Barbarian on a bloody Megadrive with a Megadrive pad. If that's not witchcraft, tasty and delicious, I don't know what is. Again, the moves are so easy to do. Possibly in this because doing the moves on my C64 Mini with that joystick was just never going to happen, but pulling off all kinds of junk I couldn't do back in the day. Right, look, they're in space. See through the windows? Their palaces in space. That's impressive, Drax. Right, maybe possibly put some windows up because of the vacuum. They got shirts in this as well, haven't they? Look, he's learned. Oh, down and forward. There we go. Now, the Arnie move. Ah, it really is. They worked it out, didn't they? From Conan the Destroyer, it's Arnie's move where he twirls his sword. Yeah, there's speed issues there. Who cares? It's lovely and dandy. I think you got more health on the Commodore 64 version. I don't know. It's not really about that. Oh, stand up. There you go, now stack. There we go. No, I don't want to do that. Chop him. Chop him now. Anyway, you get the impression. Let's have a look at the Amstrad CPC version. Oh, he's dead. So here we go with the Amstrad CPC version. Wasn't there a version on the GX4000? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so there we go, Barbarian. Now, this should be somewhat of a mix between the Spectrum and the Commodore 64 version, but I know this is generally considered to be the best 8-bit version of this game, so let's get into it. It has all the options that all the other ones do. Fire. I know the sound is suffering issues. I can tell you right away, I mean, it's got the colour of the Commodore. Never gets old, but and you know what, I wouldn't say, I don't mean to start wars here. Look at that, graphically this is absolutely amazing. Is this the GX4000 version? I don't know, I'm not an Amstrad kiddie. If you know, then let me know. But it's got, I wouldn't say it's got the absolute sharpness or definition sprite wise of the Spectrum. Completely different bad guy. Is this like a fan made one? But this is stunning. So yeah, like I said, it's better. Don't get me wrong. When I said I don't think it's got the the definition of Spectrum version, this is clearly amazeballs. They've taken the blood effect from the Commodore version. Your bird, top right hand corner, is, I was going to say, dare I say, more attractive. Looks better in video game form than all the other versions. Drax looks like an extra from Deep Space Nine. So, but look at the detail on the walls and the way it looks, and the snakes. This is something else. Oh, never gets old, never gets old. I mean, is he wearing a shirt or chainmail? Unless it looked this good on the 464, I don't know. But I do know, from the various comparison videos I have watched of it, this is generally what people, like I said, I'm a broken record, consider the best version. Look at him leaving the room. It's like that bit when Homer Simpson walks through the hedge and then walks backwards. Do you remember? I love it. It takes the same number of rounds for them all to realise that maybe I should protect my neck. This is amazing. I'm absolutely blown away. I always say when I do Spectrum versus Commodore videos that the Amstrad kids were neutral at my school, and they were, but they should have fucking sounded off about this. This is something else. I think there's emulation issues again there, but it's running on a Megadrive. Did I mention it's running on a Megadrive? It's running on a Megadrive. One more go at chopping his head off. Look, look, look. Let me remove you of the horrible heavy burden that is your head. They all play remarkably similar, though. Well, they play pretty much exactly the same. Nothing wrong with that. I thought he'd frozen there. He was taunting me. Oh! Anyway, yeah, this is, I think we agree. As we head into, well, 16-bit territory, I think it's safe to say that we can all agree that this is hands down the best 8-bit version. This is absolutely superb and stunning. Anyway, let's have a look at the Atari ST version, methinks, next. Here we go then. This is the Atari ST version of Barbarian running. So now we're getting into 16-bit town, and this should be cool and interesting because not only is it going to look visually fantastic, but I believe they sampled the sound effects from Red Sonja. Like that. The slashing noise and the ding. Anyway, let's get into it. As you can tell, it plays exactly the same as the other versions. Health, stuff like that. I think the snakes just indicate that you're being twatted. Anyway, one player. Let's go. My brother had an Atari ST before he had his Amiga A500, and round about both. He had both of them round about the same time I had my Megadrive, but I have a massive amount of nostalgia for it. Anyway, so you got all the same moves, just better, tastier, and delicious graphics. You gotta let me chop your head off because I want the good people at home to see how it looks. And plus, I've done it in every other round, but. Do you know what? Looking at it there, I honestly think that this is not that far ahead of the Amstrad version. There he goes, back through the hedge, Homer Simpson style. Why don't you just turn around and walk away forwards? There's no one, gonna kill you. I don't think my brother had this game back in the day, but I would have been absolutely blown away. Where's his head? Has he got a boot his head? It's already gone. Because everybody's dead, Dave. One battle commences. I just watched that. One battle commences. Don't update it then. Never gets. I know. It's just it was so difficult to pull it off back in the day. I would have been well impressed with this. It'd be interesting to see how far ahead of this the Amiga version is. But yeah. Okay, that's getting old. Can't just be two backgrounds. Look, same rules apply. 3 or 4 fights in, and we're learning. Yeah, you know what? It's not got the scope where the Exploding Fist has, but it's probably the second best fighting game across all these systems. Here you go, Red Sonja. Oh, I'm going to give you a haircut. Stand up. Oh, cha-ching! Ooh. So what, got shinier graphics. The sound effects are still the same as the Amstrad CPC and the 128 Spectrum, aren't they? Anyway. Come on! Yeah, this is well cool. Right, let's have a look at the Amiga version. Be very, very interested to see, how, because it's got to be, it's generally considered the best version of this game, isn't it? How far ahead it is of this. Because I know I have a massive soft spot for the Atari ST, more so than I do the Amiga, but there's no denying, the Amiga was in a whole different league. Even though they were like, the Spectrum and the Commodore versus of the 16-bit computers, if that makes sense. Anyway, let's have a look at the Amiga version. Sega! Interesting. So we've got the actual sampled Sega voice. I'm guessing, is that because this was the first version he ported to or got running on the Megadrive? Like I said, I'm really not sure of the story, but look it up. It is really, really interesting. Oh, look at that. Right, now, where this one should properly excel is going to be the sound, isn't it? So all your normal options, you're used to those by now. The front end looks just like the Atari ST version, one player, boom. Yep, proper speech. Have we learned anything about my controls yet? Listen, proper sample speech. Really, really nice, sound effects, really sharp sound effects. Again, I don't know how much of this is down to emulation across the other versions, but look how much sharper the sprites are than the Atari ST version. It's like I said, the Atari ST version, to me at least, didn't look that far ahead of the Amstrad CPC version. Like I said, I don't know which particular version that is of the Amstrad CPC version, but yeah, mind you, that was generally considered to be the best, 8-bit port. We better try some. Oh, I was going to say we better try some new moves, but why bother? But yeah, this is stunning. Look how sharp it is. Absolutely amazing. I mean, if this was the only version you could get on the Megadrive, I'd happily buy a repo card of this. If in doubt, chin it out. No. Chop him down. The sound is so sweet on this. Now I can see why everyone, you know, ranted and raved about this. But then, to be fair, everyone ranted and raved about the Amiga, but I didn't have 500 quid. Neither did my brother, he bought a second-hand one. But it would have been interesting to see what a Megadrive, a 16-bit Megadrive version done back in the day by Sega, you know, if they licensed it, would have been like compared to this. Because I don't want to start Playground Wars. Oh wait, that's exactly what I want to do. The Mega Drive has better graphics than the Amiga. Apart from when it comes to 3D and stuff like that. Although you could argue hard driving. Well, no, I don't know. Hard driving or Amiga or Mega Drive. Not sure. Anyway, it's nothing to do with that video. Or a game. All I'll say about this is, why does Drax look like he's wearing a Beastie Boys tracksuit? Other than that, the stage is nice, it's different as well. I mean, they all have crossover stages, don't they? Oh, this is amazeballs. Yeah, Glasgow Kiss. Never gets. Not gonna say it. Right, let's have a look. There's 2 more to go. Let's have a look. This is the best 16-bit version so far. But that's an interesting statement. If you see, that's on me for not playing. If you see what version's going to play, so let's have a look at the Apple II version. So here we go with Barbarian on the Apple II. Only it's called Death Sword. Oh, it's by Max Out. It's called Death Sword, which is not only an apt description of what a sword is, but it's called that because Barbarian, or Barbarian combinations of other words, was taken up already by a game by Psygnosis, so they call it Death Sword. But it's the same font as Barbarian. But what is an Apple II? Who is Apple II? Why is Apple II? I don't know. I'm obviously it's not rocket science. It's a follow to the Apple I. But basically, is this like a business computer, like a, you know, a work computer, much like you know, PC at the time? I don't really know much about it, but based on what PC was like at the time, I'm guessing it's not going to be anywhere near as good as the Amiga or Atari ST. I've just answered that question. Oh dear, but hey, you know, being able to play games in general on your, you know, work computer, it's going to have very limited sound as well, isn't it? That's always a bonus. Right, start, fire. So there we go. Changed the box art as well, I believe, in North America, because Epic's released it on the Commodore. There we go. No, I want to chop your head off. We want to keep it consistent. So you didn't have the Maria Whittaker picture. I guess people would have lost their, or parent groups would have lost their shit even more, wouldn't they? But anyway, yay! Now, look at this Spudgy Smugglers. Dare I say, why is he so slow? No worry, mate. No worry. This is worse graphics than the Commodore 64? I don't know. I don't know what the colour palette is, or how many colours there are, but it's pretty pants. Anyway, but look, it plays like Barbarian on, you know, all the other versions. Your combat itself is fine. Your sound effects are pants, because obviously, I guess, is it like a PC beeper? But hey, I would have been more than happy with this. Only thing is, if you look at Maria Whittaker at the top, what the hell was wrong with the left arm? And what scale is Drax? Dude, hurry up. That could get very irritating very quickly. But your health, top left, top right, still got the snakes. It's Barbarian. Again, it's the Apple II, even if it's like equivalent to a PC, or Apple's equivalent to a PC. Is it 16-bit? I don't know. I don't know how these things work back then. Oh, never gets old. And the fact that you can do that is just, yeah. Again, those are some tight, short shorts. Hurry up, dude. Now it's going to be very interesting then to look at the next version, which is the PC port. I'm just going to twat one more person. But yeah. Very slowly moving backwards. Right, go on. So would this have been on floppy? Yeah, it wouldn't have been on CD, would it, at this point? It'd been on floppy. It's like one of those fights when you're a kid. I'm just going to do this, and if you get too close to me, then you get hit, and it's your fault. I want to... Yay! Listen, so when your sword's hit, it's basically Morse code. There are blocking moves, by the way. I just don't really bother with them. And he's got a Wolverine t-shirt on. And much like other versions,
the AI is exactly the same. 3 or 4 blokes in, and they suddenly realise that they quite like their head, and you're, you know, telegraphing ridiculously. Hey! Drop him down. If you bother to do the moves, they're all in it, it's all Jim Dandy, it's just I'm lazy like doing that. Does you? I don't think, oh it does. Anyway, yeah, so all things considered, the Amstrad version is better than this. Absolutely miles better. The other two 16-bit versions are far better than this. I would say it's better than Spectrum. I don't know, because Spectrum's super sharp, detailed graphics. This is on a par with the Commodore, I guess, but yeah, wow. What did $1.50 or $2 worth of PC get you game-wise back then? This, apparently. Anyway, to the PC version. So, here we go, PC DOS version. Now, yeah, well look, it's the same people who did the Apple II version. So, obviously it's Death Sword again, because it's North America and the whole Psygnosis already own the title or something. IBM PC version for Megadrive at the bottom of the screen, we press start. So it's on a PC beeper, it's going to only have 4 colours and it's going to be all cyan and stuff. Basically, it's going to be very Christmassy and look like a candy cane. There we go, everything's in it. I guess then though, because the PC at this point was just, it was so far from a gamer's machine, it's not funny. And so kind of like the Apple II there, the fact that you could play something on it is cool beans. Anyway, let's take a look. So it appears, yeah, it's going to have shit sound effects. It's just like an Apple II yeah, look at him, no worry mate, no worry. He's got asthma. Well, no, it's a vacuum in space, see? So he's kind of lethargic, sucking all the air out of the room. It's basically a decolorized, or a less colorized, but not quite black and white version of the Apple II. What just happened behind Drax then? I swear. Oh, I'm fighting Drax. I'm not sure why that happened. Oh. I think we might be crashing here. Oh, bummer. Did I kill him? He's backing off the stairs. Yay, I won! I have no idea what happened there. Yeah, I won the bird though. I've never seen the ending. I thought he was going to cut her head off. Cut her straps off. Thanks, big boy. Oh, dear Lord. Right, let's try that again. But I'm going to leave that in there because I've never seen the ending. Right, no, we'll skip that. 1 player, 2 player. Let's just see if I juggle around. It does anything to stop that happening. Please don't tell me I only get to fight him once. Hang on. Yeah, there you go. I should probably stop doing that. Yeah, do you know what? I don't even think it's as good looking if you remove the lack of colour issue aside, sprite-wise, definition-wise, as the Apple II version. Get a move on! It's like he literally broke the 4th wall then and said, fuck off. He's just upset he's living in a 1987 PC. Oh, backing off. Yeah, we only get to fight one person, then Drax. I'm pretty sure your end has come. Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure that's... It can't be the PC version of the game, but hey, if it's broken, it's broken. Well, there you go. Slightly underwhelming end to these comparisons, but let's go and round up. So there we go, all the home ports, I at least think, of Barbarian, the absolute amazing, seminal, legendary cult fighting game by Palace. I have no idea why I bigged it up that much. Yeah, just a bit of fun. I did commentate during these videos with these comparisons, what I thought roughly or thereabouts, but I am going to round up now. Again, I don't know who this FL bloke is, but a massive amount of kudos and respect for him doing all these versions. I never even knew, as I mentioned during that video, that these are a thing. I did not know these are a thing. I knew there was a Megadrive port of the Amiga one from a video I watched last week, but then when I looked for that ROM this morning and came across all these,
absolutely blew my mind. I really do thoroughly recommend you give them a whirl. Download the ROMs for Windows, Megadrive, or PC Engine, whatever your poison is. But I am going to rank them in order of greatness now in two camps, 8-bit and 16-bit. 8-bit is quite simply Amstrad. Absolutely blew my mind. Amstrad version is phenomenal. As I said, I didn't think the Atari ST version was that much sort of higher than it. And then number two, controversial, ZX Spectrum version. I think it's better than the Commodore 64 version. I did mention that when I did a comparison of those two versions a while back, simply because the Spectrum version is so sharp and graphically lovely. Commodore version is just but ugly, chunky and blocky. Again, take it with a pinch of salt on how these all play because of emulation and stuff like that while running on a Mega Drive. 16-bit versions are absolutely easy. The Amiga is fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Then obviously it's got to be the Atari ST. May not be, you know, heads or shoulders massively above the Amstrad version. Again, that's just me being subjective. But it's certainly heads and shoulders above the Apple II. What is an Apple II? Who is Apple II? Why is Apple II? I mean, seriously, why? As I mentioned while I was playing it, business machine or not, it's just ugly. It is just ugly. But it does come in ever so slightly higher than the PC version because that's only got, what, 4 colours and cyan and it's, yeah. But then it's the PC in 1987, so you know, that's kind of hardly its fault. But yeah, as always, I'd love to know what you thought was the best of these versions. And did you know this was a thing? And like I said, give it a whirl, download them. You won't regret it. And as always, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you later.